Hi, this is Kelly Shibari with Hot Movies for Her, and this is 6.9 Questions with
Madison Young.
Hi, Madison. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I am good, and we are all here at the Feminist Porn Conference today, and as your badge. So
Yes.
You're part of the Feminist Porn Network and the Sexpert Next Door.
I am.
How long have you been in the business?
I got in the business in 2002. So
about 10 years.
Yeah, a little over 10 years.
Very cool.
Yeah.
How'd you get in?
How did I get in? I knocked real loud.
Did somebody walk you through, or did you just kind of start pounding the pavement on your own? Or?
I first started with doing some nude art modeling, and I've always been an artist. I went to school for theater. I was a theater major in college and did a lot of writing as well in college. And I moved to San Francisco and started my arts organization, Feminist Porn Awards. And in San Francisco, sex work is kind of like our own little national endowment for the arts, like at the underground. So I had a lot of friends that were working at the Lusty Lady, and so I went in and started working at the Lusty and was very inspired by people like Carol Queen, and my girlfriend at the time was also working at the Lusty, and then Good Vibrations posted something on Craigslist erotic section that they were looking for couples who ejaculated for an educational film that they were doing. And so me and my girlfriend went in to audition for Carol Queen.
Wow.
We were so starstruck.
That's amazing.
And we were very new to San Francisco, and she put on Heart of Glass, and we had to make out in front of
Make out the
Carol.
Blondie? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So that was my first porn audition, which I don't think I've ever had a porn audition since.
Yeah, because you never really hear those. Like, if you hear them, they're usually not.
Right,
they're
creepy,
kind of shady.
right?
Yeah.
But for Carol Queen to Blondie with my girlfriend,
It's totally fine.
Yeah, that was totally fine.
If you weren't doing this, if you weren't in sex work or in porn directing and curating and all the things that you do, what do you think you'd be doing?
You know, I have so many careers that I feel like anything that I'm inspired to do, I do. I'm really interested in sex education right now. I'm very drawn to writing right now. I'd love to direct more documentary-style films around sexuality and sexual subcultures. I'm sure that I'm going to do all of those things. I have a far-off dream of, if I didn't do any of this, being a simple, gardener or something. My family all runs a tree care and landscaping company that I grew up around, and those were my first experiences around rope and soil and leather boots and dirty trucks and chains.
Oh, that's
which
interesting.
Was actually the place is called Madison Tree Service, which is where I got my stage name, and what inspired me there.
See, my first exposure to rope and rigging was because of theater.
Oh,
because my background's in technical
rigging.
theater.
Yeah.
And I realized after a while, I'm only dating riggers.
Uh-huh.
I wonder why. And now I know. It's because I'm a rope
calloused
slut.
fingers.
Oh, yeah. And all the little straps and
Yeah.
carabiners and all those little gadgets. Ugh, yes. So now that you've been doing a lot more kind of sex education type stuff, that makes it so general sounding. Now that you're doing more sex education, is there anything that you found that people are still always asking you that you've been like, wow, why do people always keep asking me the same question?
The same question.
Or the one thing that they all seem to not know how to do well.
Yeah. I think mostly it's about communication and giving people permission. Mm-hmm. The techniques that I teach are very valuable, but are really simply a tool of bringing people out into a room for workshops or even one-on-one when I do sex coaching, and giving people permission to express their desires and their fantasies and communicate with their partners about what those fantasies and desires are.
Because we've been told over and over since we were kids not to
Repress that.
Yes.
Stuff it down. Don't
Yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
don't tell people what you really want.
No, that
Be
they should
quiet.
be mind readers.
Especially women, like we're like, you know,
Yeah.
seen and not heard. So,
Absolutely, and I see that consistently, mostly with women, but with people of all genders, that sometimes with women, I'm working with them more on being able to express even their fantasy. Men will have a fantasy that they have shame around, but I really have to work with women to even be able to articulate often what their fantasy is. So going back to what was the last pleasurable experience involving touch that you had.
touch is so important. I think so many people, especially these days, because everybody's online, like they don't really get to touch even just like a casual hug, you know. What do you think is the most common misconception about people in sex work, men and women?
That people in sex work are not smart and dirty and disease-ridden.
Yeah, and we're not. Or at least most of us aren't.
Something horribly immoral about what we do, something something dirty, and which I think is very interesting because we all experience connection with other people and intimacy with other people, and in sex work and particularly within pornography, we're simply capturing that on film.
Right.
That same intimacy and beauty and connection and pleasure can be there, and that we can talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you've been, we're very similar because we do like 18 bazillion things all at the same time.
Are you a Virgo as well?
I am.
Yeah.
Yes, we're super Virgos, right?
Totally. Yep.
Totally OCD, slightly ADHD. Got to do everything and got to do it ourselves. So it's kind of a pretty kind of question to ask, but what makes you a feminist?
What makes me a feminist?
Other than doing it all yourself.
Right, there is that. What makes me a feminist? It's part of my identity. It's just part of who I am. I'm a strong woman. I am a strong woman, and even in acknowledging my weaknesses, I am doing so with courage.
Yes. The ability to actually mention what your faults are is actually pretty strong.
Absolutely.
So, very cool. Well, Madison Young, thank you so much. Where can we find your stuff?
You can find my stuff at feministporn.net and also at thesexpertnextdoor.com.
Oh, very cool. And I'm pretty certain that we have some of your videos on Hot Movies for Her and Fetish Movies.
I'm sure you do,
Yes.
and I'll have to make sure that you have all my newest releases as well.
Absolutely. That'd be very cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.